Can you smell that? It's playoff crunch time out there. In some leagues, this is the last week for playoffs. Others have an additional week, but needless to say, it's getting down to crunch time.
Mean Johnny Greene, he's really, really mean. Mean Johnny Greene, did we mention that he's mean?
I told you not to pick that dude, but his team, well, they suck. His arm's more suited for flipping burgers. You picked a Browns player? You're an idiot. All right, let's get into the guys who chuck it for Week 13. The quarterback position, I like Matt Castle at home versus Denver. Here's a quarterback with 10 TDs and 0 interceptions in his last 3 games. That will do, my friend. I also like Sam Bradford at Arizona. He only has 1 pick since Week 6, and his yardage totals are steadily climbing. Arizona's poor defense doesn't mount much of a problem for him. All right, let's move on to the guys who carry the rock. I like Fred Jackson at Minnesota. He's been extremely valuable over the last couple weeks in PPR leagues, and I look for that to continue against Minnesota. I also like Chris Ivory at Cincinnati. Ivory has 3 touchdowns in his last 2 games and appears to be the preferred goal line back for New Orleans. All right, and one injury special is Toby Gerhart versus Buffalo. If Adrian Peterson can't go, Gerhart is a must start. All right, let's move along to some guys who catch the ball. I like Sidney Rice versus Buffalo. He says he's ready to go full bore, and Minnesota could use his big playability on offense. Hey, why not unleash the guy? I also like Jeremy Maclin at home versus Houston. Houston is terrible against the pass, despite what they did to Tennessee last week. So hey, if you got a Philly receiver, start it. At the tight end position, take a look at Brandon Pettigrew versus Chicago. Chicago will give you the short, intermediate pass routes, so I expect Pettigrew to get plenty of looks this week. All right, for defense, we're going to switch it up this week. I picked on Buffalo a lot throughout the year, and they haven't given up. So for that, I'm going to recommend them this week. They take on Minnesota at home. Don't let me down, Buffalo. I also like Jacksonville versus Tennessee. If Rusty Smith is at QB, Jacksonville is a great play. Even if he isn't, Kerry Collins doesn't really strike too much fear in my eyes. All right, let's move on to the sits. I can promise you these guys won't be getting Christmas cards from Mean Johnny Greene. At the quarterback position, I'd say no thanks to Matt Schaub as he travels to Philadelphia. That's one tough defense, and they've been relying on the run a lot lately. At the running back position, I'm not too high on Adrian Peterson this week. The matchup is great against Buffalo, but that ankle injury is worrisome. In fact, I even made an injury special recommendation for Toby Gerhart, who's a $6.5 million decoy at wide receiver. You guessed it, Randy Moss. No thank you. At the tight end position, Todd Heap is coming off a pretty big performance, but they travel to Pittsburgh this week. And Pittsburgh, well, they got the linebackers to shut him down. On defense, if you're thinking about starting Dallas at Indy, I'd think again. Yeah, Indy is coming off a poor offensive performance, but you can't tell me the last time they've had back-to-back poor offensive performances. In fact, I bet Jim's house that Peyton and the boys bounce back. Is that cool with you, Jim?
No.
Come on, dude. It's just money.
No.
All right, well, take my word for it anyway. All right, peeps, well, that does it for this week. The playoffs are rapidly approaching, and I'm here to help. You can hit me up via email at meanjohnnygreen@gmail.com. Otherwise, check out my updated player rankings for Week 13 at 96.3jackfm.com. Until next week, I'm Mean Johnny Greene, urging you